Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero, like defender of the fatherland, of it to
Pioneers, standing by.
1v1 on Villa Fiore in the northwest. This is Erwin Rommel fun here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, never the Germans, it seems. Here with the British 52nd Infantry Division. We've got Air&Sea in the southeast. It is a DesertB. Here with the Reich, Deutschland, and the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. We got Mechanized, Luftwaffe, and Breakthrough there, ready to be picked. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, making all these videos possible.
Grenadiers have
Of course,
been
thanks to the
mustered for
content
battle.
like on my runs. And we got a double Pioneer Grenadier versus double Sappers. Vickers opening here for the Brits. Erwin Rommel here with the intersection command post on the way there. As the Vickers crew just hauls right past it. Otherwise, fairly standard capture order, sort of broad fan, if you will, where they sort of just spread out in all directions. No particular focus. That looks like DesertB here. It's definitely looking to like get onto that victory point as fast as possible. He's got that munitions point. Similarly here as well. That's definitely one tactic and approach. We can see that Rommel, to at least some extent, is kind of doing the same thing here. That was busy up north. 2nd Grenadier Squad there for DesertB. South side Pioneers continuing their steady but slow advance, inexorably seizing more terrain for the Reich. They of course want to use the heavy cover there before he gets attacked. Section there for Erwin Rommel.
Grenadiers
Very
assembled.
quiet match so far here. And obviously also just 2 minutes of the game, so not really a lot of chances for high octane action, but of course they can happen. Fixing south is abandoning the center to the Germans. For now, there go Grenz occupying the houses by the fuel point. I imagine being seized by the Brits. And of course, rushing right in it. Come on, Jürgen! I smell Tommies. You sure it's not a flag? It's a flag. Pioneers there, caught here by the Vickers and the Sappers, which press routed. Quick response for DesertB side and saves some, I think, more unnecessary damage. Got a mortar on the way for DesertB to respond to the Vickers. It's only highlighting the mortar buffs have, you know, I think made an actual impact, because nowadays, normally, you would not see someone respond to machine gun with a mortar like that for a good part of the match, unless their game, and even then it was only really the Americans for those brief periods. So, thumbs up there to DesertB for committing to the Grenade maneuver.
Deployed.
We'll let that one 4 belts. Another section lead for Erwin Rommel. Be down some mines around here. I think that'd be a good idea there for DesertB. We'll be looking at our flamethrowers here for the Brits under Erwin Rommel.
Use the door. Yes.
There you go, mortar tube being set up here by DesertB. Centimeters of high explosive action. In fact, the Germans had a sort of bouncing bomb for the mortar, basically creating an airburst effect, basically where it just fly down. There's a little smoke pellet at the tip of the bomb, and they just fly right up. And there's a lot of fun, in fact. Bam. Grenadiers flanking in, section engaging. Into the section here. Mortar finding the Vickers. Mortar blasting way further south. We've got Sappers busy. Pioneers around the fuel point. Grenadiers bypassing all the Brits. Honestly, risky maneuver DesertB. I mean, he's up against the Brits. They can do a lot of damage if you're careless to you. Panzergrenadier Company, platoon command posts pretty much getting built more or less at the same time. President the Vickers joining in, so the entire dive for the cutoff point very much went sideways there for DesertB, and really didn't amount to anything. That should have been obvious just for the section nearby, so I'm not entirely sure why DesertB went really in for that way he did. North Brits advancing here. Platoon command post up, definitely goes up a lot faster than the Panzergrenadier Company. They go built at the same time, as you can see. A bit of a gap before when they actually get up. We've got Mechanized here for DesertB.
Victory point is
Arc
under
archers
enemy
through
control.
these perhaps. Look up for some Panzergrenadiers. Yes, anything that would be a good idea. Panzergrenadiers only there for
The
DesertB.
enemy is stealing our territory from us.
Has been closed up. Pioneers can up the south side here. Smoke fought against the machine gun here. Good response by DesertB. Thumbs up. And a Humber armor tunnel for the Brits. Also very much expected. Doesn't believe he's going to need to get out a
HQ shall be receiving
Pack 40
medics
after the
to
Panzer
heal
going
our
to escort, but he's going for the medical station, which will delay the pack here as it responds to the Humber. I mean, you could also just hope to get lucky with
wounded.
Panzer
Grenadier squad
Faust, but
standing by.
that obviously requires you getting a bit lucky. That's always a bit risky. That's always the thing you have to keep in mind there. But there you go. Panzer is moving forward with a Sturmgewehr 44. It's the official designation of this assault rifle. It did have a variety of names during development. We started all the way back in 1942, I believe. At least there's one version. Machine Carbine is 42. Probably active. You're
Enemy
neutral.
forces have claimed our territory.
That's their Disbelievers fuel income. Humber that also now hits the lines. And again, medical station upgrade completed, so you can't see just cancel and go for a Pack 40. Field infirmary here for Rommel. No sign there of any of his abilities being selected. Imagine raid tactics is going to be on the top of Disbelievers list here. Then he's been ripped apart by Lee Enfield fire. Nigel there getting ripped apart by mortar fire there.
We have lost control of a victory point.
There we go, raid tactics up for Desert Believer. They're going for the mortar crew, obliterating Friedrich. Carl ordering the rest of the units to withdraw before they become mincemeat there, before it's autocannon. Panzer goes all the way up north here, no real support,
We do
it's a
not
bit
hold
risky.
any victory points.
And a
We
triple
must
cap here from
counterattack.
Erwin is going to apply more pressure to Desert Believer and the German army. Suddenly making the current situation perhaps a bit more comfortable. And now you got Humber diving in backwards. They're looking to fool the enemy. Panzer the routed, obviously unable to withstand the Humber armored car. But commando ability selected there. One casualty inflicted, Pack 40 for Desert Believer. So the question is, does it go for the regular commandos or the LMG commandos?
The enemy has claimed our sector.
Now. The way he's floating manpower, though, does make it look like he's going to go for the regular commandos here. With their silent Sten guns.
Our new upgrade is in.
Silence! Grenadiers first and ready.
Panzer gun is reinforced, Pack 40 almost done.
Strike fear into their infantry.
Mind you, that's not a bad spot at all there to mine for Desert Believer. Thumbs up.
Anti-tank gun and crew are
Back ready, and there we go. Commandos dropping in here. I feel like that took a while to get going. Let's behind the manpower for it. And then he'll go for the SMG commandos dropping right on the field point here. Bowden with a Rommel. They're just going to force it. Disbelief to have to dispatch force to deal with that. He doesn't really like have the force like think significantly punish this though, so it's a sort of safe drop unless somehow Disbeliever knew he would drop a commando section there. Pack Wars with Norfolk, no response on the field point. Panzer's done this on the center, so he's at this point simply just accepting the field point's going to be crap for now. Instead, is focusing on just making gains elsewhere against his opponent. I mean, that can work out, but it doesn't work out. He's definitely going to shot himself a bit in the foot, field-wise. Humber there, though. Panting there, baby, and misclick. Either way, the Humber is completely and utterly kaput. So it makes the second impact with a Pack 40, 75 million armor piercing round. Second rate power panzer spot there, go Vickers, counter retreat position here. More to know we need to be able to support. I think he might hope to shoot the commandos, but that quickly had to change course with the Vickers there. And now we got his entire force retreating. They did get the Humber, but that was really about it. He got out of that, and again, it cost him his fuel point. That's it. Humber for a fuel point, if you just get it back soon enough, may not be that bad. But there you go, another fuel point. It really starts to like just rip apart his Disbeliever's fuel economy. Not a bad play there, but Rompton was getting 28 fuel per minute, so that's a bit of a difference in terms of economy there. Commandos there withdrawing stealthily, sneakily. Second Panzer squad ready here for Disbeliever, not a bad move. Gives them more of them, and they are definitely pretty good. At least I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting nerfed. If they actually do something now. Panzer's gun is moving Pack 40 mortars as well.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Mortar land close to the sappers. 6-pounder gun here for Rommel, opting anticipating some kind of German-like vehicle or armor. Close again, they're able to call in either the Arctide or the Stu D. I mean, current metagame seems to favor the Arctide or the Stu D. Another Hummer for Rommel is an interesting choice here. Sap has wiped out the Panzer gun. Is good work there by Disbeliever. Punishing his opponent for being a bit too overconfident. what will Evan Rommel do next besides cause that one Humber armored car? And worth noting, he actually counts as anti-tank gun for that. So whatever DesertB throws out next, be it Achtat or Stu Diva Sarsum, is going to hurt Evan Rommel. So this might actually prove to be a bit of a lapse in judgment there.
Rounds complete. You have orders?
Smoke deployed.
The sector has been secured.
One recce package, one brand section upgrade there for Rommel. 19 is falling 10. Commandos start advancing there. I do get the Octa there out of DesertB. I mean, obviously it's fast and cheaper than the Stu Colin. Blame him for it. No mine goes off. He got money by DesertB, obviously, here comparatively. I don't think we've seen that many mines of any here out of Evan Rommel so far. What here by the Humber, we got big because they're shooting right past the Panthers. Octot heading northwards. That was spotted. He engaged by the autocannon. 6 pounding on finally having from Robert. It's obviously going to be a bit delayed here. Breach inbound as well here. Thumbs up to DesertB. Sudden, swift and aggressive movements here. Completely throwing off Evan Rommel's pace. And suddenly the Germans everywhere. Good Lord, Jenkins, the Germans, they're everywhere. Someone call headquarters. Headquarters refuses to believe us. Oh, bollocks, not again. Here's the section here, passing southwards. Octot from northwards. And here we actually have a bit of risk situation for Rommel because... Okay, fortunately for him... Oh, never mind. It looks like DesertB might try and come up here and threaten the exit path of the Humber. Which could mean he may not be able to get out of this safely. And of course means Senegal lost 2 Humbers. The second one went down clearly quite easily. But yeah, second Humber definitely just ended up doing very little here for Evan Rommel. Instead just being a nice, easy target. But DesertB was Achtat, of course, delaying the 6 pounding gun, which is actually more of a threat to it. Well, to an extent, I do get why he might go for the Humber. I do think when you're up against the Wehrmacht, after a certain point, probably should be expecting something that could make your second Humber's life more difficult. And now Rommel here is actually going for the Stuart upgrade. Instead of taking up, he's side teching into Stuart light tank, so that way pressures opponent. Could work out, but
Victory point lost.
I feel like after having, like, you know, lost the second Humber, the Stuart light tank plan entails some risks that I think Rommel may not quite appreciate as the game goes on, but we'll see. Air troops out of the German base there for DesertB and Deutschland. Panzer movement to the Vickers. Fuel points is certainly pretty good here for DesertB. 6 pounds goes great. He can take out another one there. That could be it. Smoke deployed, but perhaps a bit late there. Oh, 6 pound repositioning proved to be, I think, right there what DesertB needed, ensuring the 6 pound gun does not have even a remote chance of scoring another hit to finish it off there. Very close call though. Still feel like that could have gone a bit ugly there for DesertB, but courtesy of his opponent, nothing happened. There you go, we got the first M312 lighting away for Evan Rommel and the British Empire. Mortaring gun death from above.
We finished our orders.
Panzer Company for DesertB.
Commandant.
So he's got a pretty solid force composition with 2 Grenadiers, 2 Panzer Grenadiers, of course, then bunch of other stuff to support them. They're all solid infantry component comparatively. Rommel is a bit short in infantry there, could definitely do with some more troops, I think, to really match his opponent. But there you go, first Stuart, right about to hit the field here for Rommel and the British Empire. Certainly, I think some infantry training will also be very good investment for Rommel, but so far, not happening. Commanders of the Achtat, commanders end up just breaking. Swiftly retreating in the face of the heavy armor class. I take pushing towards building. There the villa continues to suffer heavy abuse there from British artillerymen. And there you go, Panthers on line. Second they've Evan Rommel and the British Empire. Rommel is still having the lead in terms of victory points over DesertB, but Mr. DesertB is starting to, like, you know, gain the lead in a variety areas of this match, like, you know, casualties, population, control to some extent, so Rommel here definitely needs to sharpen up a bit there and play a bit more smartly. But there's a believer, you know, I think just keep up the reasonable work so far. But if you can say catches upon a bit further off guard, deliver another like, heavy blow, that would be great for him, obviously. So it's going to take a bit of while to get to Panther 4. He could maybe consider like a start to for meanwhile. Of course, the model speed he's just planking it up for Panther. We'll have to see what exact game plan is called for Desert Believer. But he does arguably have some, you know, paths he can choose with his opponent. That was not the heavy autocannon fire there, the heavy armored car. Sections, commanders charging in there. German flank here, though, thwarted by the Vickers machines in the mortar. It's unfortunately for this believer, not hitting at all, instead hitting by petunias. In there, go more team drop. Not any chance to hold the precision across the way and cut up on being struck. Now, Emin Rommel definitely looking to turn the tables and Desert Believer as aggressively as possible, with some success doing it so far. It does help the Desert Believer is spreading resources instead of, say, adding in Starstorm or anything else. So the question is, what is he intended to do?
One of our capture points is under attack.
Got Emin Rommel taking up there. And this company command post. German supply lines once more being cut, and we do finally get something like that Panzer company. Took him several minutes, but Desert Believer believes that he might benefit from the Starstorm squad now.
Our front line failed. 250 points remain for us.
Cut off point. Sounds like we're in trouble. Keep sneaking in. There you go. Starstorm ready here for Desert Believer and Deutschland.
Green light for our Panzer company to produce Panther tanks.
Panthers there for Desert Believer, so yeah, I might be planning Panthers next. To some extent, with 2 Panther squads on this Starstorm, you could argue to some extent and get away with it because they'll do a lot of the heavy anti-infantry lifting, and then the Panther just provides some light support. It keeps enemy armor like away from the infantry. So that could be a theoretical interpretation as to what Desert Believer might be planning there, if that is what he's doing. You could argue still go for a Panther, but you know, that's certainly something. There, but our way 200 was 397. Victor point wise, Amron continues to show a strong Desert Believer, and the Germans do need to pick up a bit more of the slack here. South side, for example, is wide open. Good snipe, Starstorm then goes for the machining of S5 field take. Panthers flank up behind, but so far are not really flanking, they're not affecting much. And meanwhile, the center's collapsing. Rommel strikes back here. Routing there, Desert Believer center completely and utterly. At this point, it does aggressively look like he is going to go for the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, to try and overcome the Brits. But there goes Stewart, scores hit, knocking out the Arctic into a massive ball of fire. Up here, Panther being met with 2 separate sections. That's definitely a win for the Panzer Grenadiers, unless something goes wrong. So he makes a mistake. Argue there's something going wrong. Ultra-blind automatic fire activated. Brand gunners the new Z Crusaders for Erwin Rommel. He's certainly heating up with some points. And there you go. Panthers on the way there for Desert Believer. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Ausführung D. Troops running out here.
Rollout of long-range spotting scopes to our vehicles.
Spotting scopes here for Desert Believer. Will it be the Vesper then next, or will he actually go for the assault of upgrade for the Starstorm?
Victory point is under enemy control.
When it is ready, it must be able.
We shall have to see. And Rosner Stewart there, giving the crew a bit of a shot. Nothing too significant with the Indian himself. Starstorm poking in, up north here, mines exploding once more, causing some Greek hit and run on the British Empire.
We have been granted a Panther tank.
There you go, Panther out here for Desert Believer and Deutschland.
5 command points available.
Facing southwards, Starstorm westwards. North here, punching the commanders, support with the Grenadiers. See commanders are taking a lot of damage to push forwards. 109 to 72 south side of Crusaders around the Star
Territory
Storm.
lost.
Panther advancing. Let's not be careful that Panther that gets one of the Crusaders that can quickly go down to the Crusaders, but he just gets the Crusaders knocked up before they build up critical mass. The Panther is very much done. 6 Banner gun more for Erwin Rommel. He responds into the Panther.
That's the self-propelled artillery awaiting deployment. Artillery strike
Now got
on the way.
called in. We do get the assault rifle with the Star Storm. DesertB is going to use it though. 39 possible, he might, but certainly if there's anything, is a bit more worse off than the MP40 upgrade for the Grenadiers. Of course, even a few people go for this upgrade, then the MP40 upgrade most of the time. We'll have to see, but my instinct is probably a bit no. A bit of quad here for now, but Rommel there is definitely taking a bit of a beating there, a bit of a bloody nose. This one has a nice strong lead there. Panther carefully, of course, Panther's pushing forward back up the Grenadiers. Starsman have gone on a lonely quest towards the south side of the map, Crusaders sneaking in. 80 to 65. Panther's sneaking forwards. Shot there, and the Crusader tank up north, commanders diving in. Panther's being forward, Svetty to the game. Cut-off point ceased. Grab and nab.
Victory point is under enemy
Finally,
control.
Crusaders turn a bit back, but overall, DesertB just retains a good lead here with Erwin Rommel. And Rommel just continues at this point to sort of struggle to break it. DesertB was holding the centre thing quite well, but obviously this force composition I think is just a little bit better. Martin Phillips has already. The opposite constantly up here, Panther done right to them, need to be careful here. But Cosmo Panther, if DesertB is not cautious. That's of course big sight what everyone was looking for to get back to the game. 36. Water tube just keeps signing off new bombs against the Allied tankers. Looking like he's not going to go for this sort of together for his Star Stubborn. Yeah, I don't really blame him. It's just not a great upgrade, I think. The assault rifles just don't do enough damage. I feel like it's compensating loss of the DPS there from the LMG G43 combo. Nor does it feel like it really adds like any significant useful abilities for the Star Storm either.
We have lost control of a
Been
victory
getting for some
point.
reason ambush. In that sense, I just feel like just keeping them as they are is a much better choice than actually upgrading them a good deal of the time. I'm not going to allow them up in some situations where upgrading them is the right choice, but I do think at the same time there's a clear reason why most people just never bother with the upgrade. It's just not worth it. They just definitely hit a much lower tempo now.
Silence! Grenadiers ready! Fire!
Got the rocket load there ready for Erwin Rommel. Storm Panther doesn't believe it. Crusader tank Stratford going for the southern. More weak flank here. That's I think a smart move there by Erwin Rommel. Guaranteed to make much better progress against the opponent. Panthers responding. We got troops suppressed, about to hit by artillery.
Sector now under enemy control.
Crusader obviously where it goes too fast after these starts swimming up here by DesertB. Panther. Storm Panther almost done there for DesertB and that's fast line. We've got 180
Enemy
300.
points at 300.
Commanders
Confirmed.
continuing once more their sortie in the centre, moving in with the stun guns. Well, up north, Sapper sees their victory point.
Enemy forces have
There you
captured
go,
a
Storm
victory
Panther
point.
The
ready.
men are ready.
Most of the troops are being forced to healing. Have to see what everyone was putting next leg. The Crusader tank taking hits in from Panther. Panther is getting shot from the side armour. Definitely increasing the entertainment's chance of actually getting a penetrating hit there by a good number.
The enemy has
Punch
taken
rolling.
a
We
victory
also got
point.
the instrumental ready again here for DesertB. Launching pretty nasty attack. Emote Crusader with a written arm, makes way to this jump panzer. Commando's taking a massive hit here from Pan tank from the other side here.
Artillery strike
Until he caught in the
underway.
entertain, got to get the jump panzer up, they have to deal with them.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Fortunately for Romney, it does appear like DesertB is a bit slowly. Oh, yeah. Both unit retreat now, I believe there's commandos, at least not the second. Commandos have got gone. Whatever the case, they're gone. Certainly, I think only adds right now to Rommel's current issues. He's also got grenade upgrades now, which feels a bit late, but better late than never, I suppose. Hunter Systems pushing southwards, completely scattering out Rommel's southern vanguard, absolutely unprepared for an assault of such a magnitude. Well, not exactly a big magnitude, but a high quality one. 131 to 94. They're quiet there. Ashford guard here, Evan Roll licking his wounds, preparing for the next engagement. DesertB, meanwhile, just going for more Starstorm because, well, why not? Could also go for armored side skirts. This German Panzer. If he really wants to, then officers' quarters, I think, would be a good investment for both the Starstorm, the German Panzer, and the Panther.
Shock veterans have been relinquished to us.
Snug. He's still there. 127 to 182. Clark is taking now. Jump hunting tap the Crusader. Starts with the Sun. Thank you. There's a lot of work here. Take the Dust before it arrived. No sun up there either.
Territory sector lost.
127 to 167. Rommel finding the attack here. He's kind of stalling out here. Max weight. Mastery like these types of assaults. He's clearly not going for like a different type of playstyle with more aggressive fluid style here.
We will end this. The enemy
Got the
has
article, he
only
gets the Panther, this jump
250
Panther. Oh, close one there. Got the Panther. 6 Propaganda getting the finish shot off there. That's definitely a big help here for Evan Roberts' DesertB. Because opponent has done like a single pack, so good push here, good trick. Lloyd at this, almost hitting the Crusaders, one that hits his jump punch, but there you go. Rommel goes in hard here, the Stusk falls on no help here. There's one pack forward, his jump punch getting knocked down. Wow, this looks like it could be a comeback here for Evan Rommel. Got this jump panzer. Lloyd is continuing to rain down, continue to rain down, definitely to that pack 40, I think here.
Out of contact.
Crusader down, I repeat, Crusader down. That pack 40 is in trouble, need more info support though. Fresh section of Evan Rommel here, pack getting crewed up, or merged here. Legion save there, I think. 5 DesertB, pack cuts off the Crusader around from the pack 40. Got the section ramming here, but may not be enough to save the Crusader. Oh, close call, close call.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
South side here of section BC. Pioneers sitting up all behind the Allied lines, behind 27 to 24. Nice use of smoke there. It's obviously a bit unenthused about that. Pioneers, there was the Vickers, but we got Starstorm on the flank here, and there you go, grenade assault, pre-keep attempt. Oh, I can definitely go for it.
Territory sector lost.
And discipline cover. That's still got a lot of damage down there. Sappers right with 121 was 204. The Germans bleeding, but they're bleeding slowly, and the Allies are definitely taking quite a beating in the process. Waiting for that northern victory point, I imagine, eventually.
Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a connection.
Some DesertB just wants to go for another Panther here. Section being absolutely battered with automatic fire of the German Starstorm and Panther Grenadiers. 116 was 24. Now the Vickers for Evan Rommel, but that one honestly feels a bit late to the party. I do mean quite late.
Received. Enemy is down to 200 points.
But maybe it can turn the tide here for Evan Rommel if used smartly and deviously. Got Punch and Quad with the Crusader racing ahead here for the British Empire. 160 was on 95. That being the northern victory point. That commitment hit towards his enemy from Erwin Rommel against his believer. He's running into the sus and the Panthers. We do get another Panther for Decisive and Deutschland. So mixing up here. Because his team some occupy more running down death here. Panther halfway down. Panther Crusader blowing out the engine, which is probably the last thing he wants right now. That's a big tactical win. Even the Crusader tank isn't gone. It's still going to be much slower to respond to like anything that happens in the battlefield. That is a significant tactical edge, in particular like in the situation is all looking like, you know, it's time to favour the Germans, and the tank is probably like, of course, the best bet to say in this round. Getting it Panther fast is a massive problem. There you go, Panther out here for Desert Believer. Crusader down. That I think it might honestly be GG for Erwin Rommel against Deutschland. There you go, Rommel surrenders. GG, game over. A victory for Das Vaterland. So there you go. I do think he had some chances, but I think Desert Believer just didn't quite leverage his resources quite as well as he could have. And I think that allowed Erwin Rommel just to sort of slowly pull ahead there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the match. I've learned something from it. This is Imperial Team. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.